A logger has daylight encounter with Sawtooth Sasquatch. We would like to show you around both sides of this mountain where the Bigfoot has been spotted several times over the years, including the logger's report while we look for Bigfoot evidence. There is high desert forest mixed in with alpine forest on this mountain, giving the creature and other animals a few options for cover and food sources. Witness wants to remain anonymous, writes BFRO Report number 3629. In the mountain near Oakley, Idaho, it was just myself. I was cutting firewood and had blocked the wood to fill the truck. I shut the saw off and started loading the truck. I had the truck almost loaded when I smelled something that really stunk. I thought, a dead cow. You find them in the mountains sometimes, and I went to check it out to see what it was. Well, this time I figured it was a dead cow even though I didn't find anything and kept loading the truck. Then it dawned on me. How come I didn't smell it earlier? I stopped and looked around. There it was, walking up a small hill out of a ravine. It put its hands on a tree like a tired old man would do and kept walking. It scared me just to see it. I finished the truck pretty fast and was glad when I did. I left and did not go back for over a year. I had a gun in the front of the truck and a chainsaw, but you forget about them. It didn't even turn around and look at me or come toward me. This happened early afternoon on a clear, warm day, July 15th, 1999. The investigation reporter did not leave their name on the report. This is the report. After cutting down and blocking 6 dead trees and loading most into his truck, the witness caught the scent of something very foul. He said the smell reminded him of when he had been lambing, and the smell when a sheep gave birth to a dead lamb, one which had died days before the birth. The odor of that was so foul it made him feel like vomiting, and the smell associated with his sighting was similarly bad. He said he didn't understand why the smell would suddenly be present, and it made him look around. In doing that, he saw a creature just 100 feet away, and its back was to him, heading on 2 legs up a slope. When I asked if it could have been a man or a bear, he said no, that it was a Bigfoot, that there was no question about it. He described the creature's ascent up the slope as seeming labored, like the animal was an old man, and said at one point the creature put its hand out to support itself on a tree. The witness said the creature gave no indication that it was aware of his presence, but said that it must have known he was there. The man saw only the creature's backside and never its face, since it didn't turn to look at him while he watched it. He thought the animal was over 6 feet tall and said it was covered with brown fur. After watching it a short time, the witness got into his truck. He said the experience frightened him, and that he had thought if he ever saw a Bigfoot he would follow it, but that any such idea went out the window when he found himself out there alone and looking at one. In fact, he said he stopped watching the animal even before it was out of sight because he was worried that if the creature turned and saw him looking at it, that it would become angry. The witness had seen the Patterson-Gimlin Bigfoot film when he was young, and he thought the creature was lighter in color and more slender than the creature on the film. The witness is a 50-year-old man. He works for a logging company and is an experienced big game hunter, and so he has spent a good deal of time in the mountains of Idaho. I talked to him twice by phone, and he impressed me as normal, hardworking, and a truthful fellow who saw something extraordinary, a Bigfoot. Nothing he said during my interview with him made me think he was being anything but honest, and his primary concern seemed to be to tell his experience to someone who would take it seriously. The witness and his story were very convincing.